do not have kids yet, this message is for you. Coming from a 30-year-old mom of 3 with 3 different baby daddies, listen up, y'all. While you are out here dating and talking and having a roster and just doing you, living your best life, but calling up some meat whenever you get an urge in your flesh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Use protection. Please use protection. Do not let these men who you are just having fun with, who you are just sleeping around with, impregnate y'all. Do not let these men impregnate y'all that you are not in a real committed relationship with, who you don't.
What the hell is impregnate? I thought it was impregnate. And I could be off. Correct me if I'm wrong. What is impregnate?
Know like that. You don't know his family. You don't know what's in his bloodline. You don't know how he acts when he gets angry. Or you do and you like it because, you know, y'all toxic and you think it's cute. Don't let them type of men impregnate you, sis. It may be fun for now. You may think that, you know, you getting your rocks off and his meat is good. But let me tell you how it creates unnecessary trauma, unnecessary soul ties that your later self is going to regret.
Shout out to the later selves. Shout out to the later selves. Shout out to everybody that's getting impregnated and everybody that's, going to regret it in the later version of themselves. But here's the reality. I understand that she's using this as a cautionary tale, and there's no better person to use it as a cautionary tale. I think you need to get the other side of it if somebody that's successful and that waited so you can see what the results are, so you can have something to look forward to, an opportunity. But using yourself as a cautionary tale could be a good preventative measure. I'm very thankful that I've never been a baby daddy. I've always just been a father. I think that the whole cultural norm of calling it even a baby daddy makes it toxic. But more importantly, I think that it's difficult to convince somebody of something. They got to learn a lesson. Unfortunately, it's the kids that suffer as a result of it. But I don't think that you can change the culture. If people are not even responsible enough to use protection when they're having sex, let alone opening themselves up to new spirits and people that they don't even know, how can you convince them otherwise? How can you convince somebody to do something that's in their best interest? When they don't even have real examples anymore because we've been incentivized to break up the household, to break up the family. We no longer rocking with each other. Everybody is toxic. I think that everybody is looking at these things as transactional. A lot of these women are also looking at these guys as a come up. They've been taught through social media and through their celebrity figures that the best way for you to get down is to get pregnant by a guy that got resources or money, or just get with the person that may not necessarily be best for you, but he may be toxic. We say friend zone people and stuff, and so we've created this super toxic culture that is going to be the end of us, that's going to be impactful on us. But we don't really hold ourselves accountable. We don't really we're not really transparent with how it is that we have these conversations with each other. And so as a result, we so busy trying to feel good and find messengers that make us feel good about our decision, but don't necessarily, create the environment that allows for us to learn without having to go through it ourselves. Let me hear the rest of this.
Now, I had my first kid at 18. I had my second kid at 21. And I was a mess in both of those stages. And even though my second baby daddy, we was in a relationship, it was very toxic. I dealt with a lot of domestic violence, a lot of cheating, a lot of dumb stuff. We both was young. I was 21, he was 27. So we dealt with all that. But long story short, he went to jail. He ain't been home since. And when he went to jail 8 years ago, I took it upon myself to level up, to be better. I didn't want to just be a baby mama. I wanted to be a wife. I didn't want to stay in the hood. I wanted to raise my kids in a better environment. So Once I did all that, I attracted the man of my dreams, whom I'm with right now. And now I live the life of my dreams. Like, I live a good life.
That is so wild to me. And shout out to her because, I tell women on the flip side, yo, if you can find somebody that will take on you, even though you are a single mother and you got a baby daddy that's in jail and all of that stuff, if you can take on a person that'll take on a reformed version of yourself, then kudos to you. It's always going to be somebody out there that, you know, is willing to play another man's save game. I like the console straight out of the box, brand new, not touched, straight from the manufacturer. Also, games are still in the package. And I know that everything is cloud based right now, so I don't really want no used games or anything like that. But that blows my mind that guys are willing to take on and be a stepfather. It's crazy to me.
And I have a good family, and I'm so appreciative. Let me tell you, sometimes when you finally get what you prayed for and you thought you've healed, once you get in a new relationship and it's different, whew, man, that's when that trauma starts boiling. And that's when you are so used to arguing, to being in dysfunction, you don't even know how to love. You don't know how to be loved. You don't know how to resolve conflicts. And then you have just extra baggage. And please hear my heart when I say this. I do not regret my children. But sometimes I wish I would have done it differently. Because my man, when I met him, he didn't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him his first child. But I got so much trauma from my other two baby daddies that sometimes it's like a block. It's like a block right there. And it's so hard to get over that. And this man didn't do nothing to me. I'm basing everything off of what the last two niggas did. And that's not fair to him. And sometimes, like, I get so caught up in my feelings and in my traumas, and I bring that into the relationship. And then not even just that. The kids that I had out of wedlock with the two men, now they in our household causing drama.
Y'all are wild, bro. Honest to God. I mean, y'all some y'all some very brave dudes. And now you got to deal with the other dudes because he got out of jail and he still want to see his kids and he has a right to see his kids and deal with his kids and all of that. And you, man, y'all, what is wrong with y'all? Oh man, y'all are some impressive guys. I tell you that.
Now they're in our household because they got the DNA from their daddies, and their daddies is a whole mess, like a whole hot mess. And now the kids are just acting like their fathers. And now the next man got to deal with it. And it's not fair to him, but it is what it is. He accepts my kids, and like I said, he treats my kids like they're his. And my kids live a great life. My kids live a good life. But sometimes I just be like, wow, I really had two kids.
Yo, I don't even want to hear no more. Apparently, there's redemption at the end of the arc. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Jesus Christ, bro.